In just a shocking turn of events, right? We've got breaking news this week. Hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. It is in fact confirmed that Liver King is not natural.
Yes.
Uh, Brenda, did this kind of spark? Who is doing HGH? I don't understand. Like, okay,
It
is that just common on the market? But Liver King, his physique is apparently all thanks to steroids.
let me ask you, were you surprised?
No, I mean, I don't know what I like. Don't care. Who cares about that stuff?
I was having this argument with Austin Platts like about a month ago, and he just like wouldn't believe me that Liver King was on steroids. I'm like, you can't physically look like him unless you're on steroids. Like the stomach he has is just like it's
Right.
a steroid stomach.
It's cut. Like, is that
It,
literally what steroids does? It just cuts you, basically?
yeah, and like especially like those like pop out abs, like they're like
Sure.
almost literally unobtainable unless you use steroids.
The low abs. Oh
So
yeah.
it doesn't like the thing that pisses me off about it is like he clearly obviously does steroids, but he just lies about it.
Right.
Which like someone like big into fitness, you shouldn't you set unrealistic expectations for people when you do that, which is the only thing that pisses me off about it.
Well,
I
I was
don't
gonna
care if
say,
you do it, just tell the truth.
exactly. And like you're a resident, gym rat. Like you filled into obviously your tall frame and like, you should take this avenue left by Liver King. You should be you should be built by Uncrustables, Chipotle, and just a gym ethic, you know?
As an
Yes,
example,
bingo.
yes.
Right on cue. But yeah, so I mean, Liver King, like, how someone got a hold of his emails? I don't get it, but it's like, yeah, of course, everyone's a
I
con
wanted to,
artist.
I want to know who cared enough to hack his emails.
Yeah, right. Well, wait until we get into a story coming up here. But first, this was too good to be true. The baby was apparently handing out tickets to his own concert at a cheesecake factory. A lot to unpack there, but the baby he's taken a hit for his homophobic rant on stage to where I mean, hey, advertising's advertising, but he's doing it himself.
I feel like he's just a meme at this point. Like
Yeah.
he gets absolutely just he's on the butt end of so many jokes on Twitter. And a lot of people make fun of as well, like how he has the same flow in every song almost.
Yeah.
Like he has no change up. But I saw that shit about the Cheesecake Factory. Apparently, like one employee from the Cheesecake Factory was like tweeted like, "Yeah, these tickets have been on our hostess stand for like 2 weeks. No one's taken one."
I just imagine like the West County Mall Cheesecake Factory, and just you see a rapper walk in, start handing out concert tickets. It's got to be that obviously has to pop out, and obviously
Yeah.
it becomes national news. Yeah, I was gonna ask. So you were never a fan of his music, just in general? Yeah, you said he hopped on a couple of songs as a feature, but it's mostly the same thing every time.
I feel like I was when he first came out, and then it just got really, really repetitive,
Yeah,
where it was the same song every time.
yeah, agreed. Did you see? Did you see Blueface and I still don't know if it's Chrisean or Chrisean on Kai Sanat stream?
Yeah,
That was comedy.
what is wrong with her? I mean, then I saw something that apparently it looks like he abuses her, which if that's the case, that's fucked up. But
No, agreed. And like, wasn't he just on attempted murder charges? And
yeah,
now all of a sudden he's chilling there. But like she abuses him too, is I guess the counterpoint there. And like some of the clips coming out of that stream is her like whispering in his ear, like, that's why I'm never leaving. And
yeah.
and Blueface is like, fuck, like the security for Kai's stream was strapped. That shit was funny as fuck.
I mean, at one point she's just like coughing, like not covering her mouth, just like. And I saw a tweet. It was like, "This is how a 4-year-old iPad kid coughs," and it was so right.
She chucked a chair. She just randomly chucked a chair and put a hole in this wall. What is she famous for? Is she a rapper?
I don't know. I feel like either that or probably I'm gonna look it up right now because
Probably
yeah.
because she is just a fucking card everywhere. Just put her in front of a stream and something crazy is going to happen. She sounds ridiculous. Uh, yeah, I love it. I saw a tweet too, and it's just it's sad about I guess women's sports, but it said Kai's stream with 21 Savage averaged more viewers, like more people watched his stream than the WNBA finals. It's like, like 600,000 people.
I did just look it up. Apparently, she is some sort of musician. I would imagine a rapper.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I imagine R&B singer or rapper if I had to guess.
With that voice, I don't know. You don't even need autotune.
Yeah.
I showed Speed right after we were gushing about him last time we were on. He got in trouble for a crypto for promoting a cryptocurrency. Did you see this when he had the fake Ronaldo on? It was basically it's like, hey, Speed's meeting Ronaldo. And it's, of course, the store-bought Ronaldo lookalike. But like they were all wearing some crypto coin, like, and that was the whole point, to get people on the stream. Speed's gonna meet Ronaldo, and then like people, like his entire chat was spamming like scam or whatever, scam. And the guys who basically,
was it an exchange or was it a coin?
I think it was just a coin. Like, it was really sketchy people. I can't even remember what it was, but then fucking these guys over here, like, why is everyone saying spam in the chat? We're losing like millions of dollars. And it's like they just took advantage of Speed, who's a 17-year-old kid. Yeah.
Yeah. He just has a spotlight on him. I mean, I don't know if I agree with if that's right or not, but also, like you said, he's 17 years old. Like, imagine what we were doing at 17.
No kidding. And I also think, like, at least have a brain cell to be like, all right, maybe you shouldn't, just randomly get into this coin now. But the comeback there is going to be, there's so many kids watching it. Maybe they just grab their parents' credit card and like get coerced by, hey, Speed's doing this.
True.
He had to apologize too, but I still love him. I accept his apology. This is fucked up though. Aiden Ross, he apparently, this just came out where he keeps getting swatted, and apparently it's because some racist dude is like, hey, if you keep having black people on your stream, I'm gonna swat you, with the hopes of like, trying to end your life, because it's like, that is so fucked up. But he literally kind of like broke down talking about it. And it's like, what can he do? This is what he wants to do, is stream, but every time he does it, it leaves him liable for that to happen.
That's fucked up. I did not know that was the reasoning for it. But also, like, I feel like once, like, you can't get swatted like more than 3 or 4 times at the same house, because eventually the fucking SWAT team are gonna be like, okay, this is who lives here.
Right.
This is what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Obviously,
that's a great point.
Sucks. Should never happen, and even worse that's the reasoning for it.
Yeah.
But eventually it's got to stop, right? Just if the SWAT team has half a brain cell.
And did you see, like, I think the first time it happened, because I guess Aiden Ross is in Miami now, like it's a Miami penthouse or something, because I've seen videos leak of it where it's like, down, the cops are pulling up like beneath, and Aiden's literally talking to the camera. He's like, guys, hey, stop it, like it's me again. Yeah, I guess and there was the body cam footage where they came in, and one of the guys was literally like, Aiden, we know who you are, like, you're okay, like, just comply. But yeah, that's got to be scary and piss the fuck out of Aiden Ross.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of racists, Trump dines with that white supremacist and Kanye. And before we dive into who the hell this 24-year-old kid is, I love how Ye went to dinner to ask Trump to be his vice president.
Ballsy move.
Yeah, Trump didn't go into that. But here's the thing too, is like, I thought we were supposed to be getting better as generations go on. This dude's a 24-year-old white supremacist. We've got guys, still being racist when Aiden Ross's generation. It's like, how does this keep happening? But yeah, Trump keeps lighting the flames.
Wait, what? I didn't see this. What happened?
So this guy, Nick Fuentes, I guess, like, I've never heard of him, but he's making the rounds because he dines. He was,
Kanye,
I guess,
all the time.
Yeah. So Kanye's, he's the guy that Kanye's basically getting in hot water for like hanging out with, obviously, and promoting his ideas. But this dude's 24, and it's like he's basically just like a flat out white supremacist, like, just lays it out there. But Trump dines with him, and apparently, like, everyone's obviously like, hey, what the fuck is this supposed to mean?
So he's a white supremacist, but he helps Kanye run his campaign.
I mean, what's Kanye going on? Yeah, I mean, Kanye's kind of leaning on the coattails. He's like, wait a second, I could be part of your guys' crowd, and I could start spewing conspiracy shit, hateful shit.
Yeah,
just a mess.
Yeah, it is a mess.
Trump did get reinstated on Twitter, which I think, in terms of that, I think it's, again, free speech. Like, we can't be banning people. Yeah. He said he'll stick to Truth Social. Okay.
No, his ego's too big to not tweet.
Right. Elon feuding with Apple brought up a good point. I don't know, kind of legit, but isn't it just kind of like, Apple could just say, hey, and delete Twitter. And I guess you could have Twitter on desktop, right? In Safari. But it is kind of crazy how Apple has that monopoly on apps in general.
Yeah.
Everything everyone uses, a company has.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of that, I'm kind of getting off track here, but I've always thought it's amazing that even like Spotify is able to exist with the chokehold that Apple has on everything, that they were able to surpass Apple Music.
Right.
I guess that's another story, but it goes to show like how big of a monopoly they are. What is their feuding with Elon Musk over? Do you
So
know?
there's a tax, like, to basically, Twitter's profits are getting taxed into just being in the app store, essentially. So Elon's like, hey, what the hell? And then Apple's apparently not advertising as much more on Twitter. So Elon's calling him out. And Elon is suggesting that he could just make a Tesla phone. And it's like, the iPhone's obviously got the monopoly, but they came out of nowhere. It was BlackBerry before the iPhone kind of, ruled that extinct. I wouldn't doubt Elon. He makes good products. Is that next?
I I just have a hard time believing it could surpass the iPhone at this point.
Yeah. But then again, too, the iPhone is coming out. Like, the iPhone literally, I don't know how they have us like this, but they do. They have got everyone basically in a trance where it's like, hey, we're giving you something that you literally have to, or we're going to make new models of every year, and you're going to keep getting new phones quicker and quicker.
It's fucked up, honestly.
And we still do it.
Yeah.
All right. If you have not seen this video, I encourage you to go check it out. Video of the Tyson Foods CEO who got arrested. While he's basically just shithouse drunk, breaks into some place just to pass out. And the video is him with all the lights on a pull-out couch, just pulling the covers away from the cops, just trying to get some shut-eye.
Yeah, I think the story is that he was so drunk he didn't know he was in like the wrong house or something like that. He woke up in someone else's bed and the cops are like waking him up like, you need to get out. And he's like trying to pull the covers back on himself, like, let me sleep.
It's like, no. And we've all been there, but I mean, we've also haven't all like, could you imagine? Maybe that's drug induced too, like pills, I don't know, but like breaking into a house, how do you not realize that?
I mean, that's definitely a next level of like inebriation. I don't doubt like painkillers or something were mixed with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Speaking of crazy, the University of Idaho murders still unsolved. I'm seeing everyone's a TikTok detective now, but why not? They're helping kind of paint a picture. There's timelines. We're getting footage of these chicks from the food truck, like before this happened. There's a multi-layered house. Like, I think the house layout is kind of cool. But I mean, just what would you think if you were would this strike? What would Mizzou think if this happened? Is it just Idaho?
What do you mean? Is it just Idaho?
Well, so it's like, I don't know. How would you feel? Like, I feel like the campus would be kind of scared, right? Or would we brush it off if we were in college?
No, yeah. I mean, especially like if it wasn't solved, like, yeah, I mean, I would be fucking scared. It'd be, I don't know. It takes away like your feeling of safety, like, especially that they can't figure out what's going on.
And it's like a crime of passion. I think that's what it was. And I'm trying to think. I think it was after I left Bradley, but someone got shot basically at an off-campus keg and died, like shot in the head. Like, but this is like a murder. Like, and again, I don't know. Maybe that I feel like should have shook Bradley pretty hard, but I feel like they kind of desensitized it. Yeah, I mean, everyone loves a good crime mystery, I guess, but that shit's freaky as fuck. I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
It'll be a great documentary. Our guy Austin Platts was jealous of me this past weekend. I got Sally's a pizza, which is Dave Portnoy's, like, I think one of his top favorites across the nation. 8.4 for me.
Where is it?
It's New Haven, Connecticut, and then they've kind of branched out to Stamford. I think they're in the city. It's wood fired. So, like, I dominated the whole thing. I just destroyed a 12-inch. Ingredients are great and fresh. Little too saucy. I don't know. They're big on the sauce. That was my only thing, but it was great sauce. I wouldn't go back there for the pizza, I guess, but I'd probably get it again if I lived there.
Oh, you're saying you wouldn't go back up there just like specifically for the pizza?
Bingo. I just had to try it.
Gotcha. No, I love Northeast, like pizza in the Northeast. It's great.
Yeah. Our spot Vicolo's closed in New Canaan, so I'm fucking pissed about that. That used to be one of my personal favorites. We keep talking about it. It keeps happening over and over. Creators are now making their own and selling their own basic goods. Like Pardon My Cheesesteak, Happy Dad, Dobrik's Pizza, David Dobrik. How about that? And my theoretical question to you, Brendan, would be if you had a restaurant, what would you sell there? Or even just not even just like a chain, but like if you worked at a nice restaurant, what would your menu look like?
If I worked at a nice restaurant,
or you owned a nice restaurant, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say we have it easy with our name, Wingin It. I mean, we could do some sort of like
wings,
correct. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I'd have to say my favorite food is either Tex-Mex or steaks. Okay. So I would want to own or work for like a gourmet restaurant that specializes in steaks or Tex-Mex.
Sure. Because I was thinking, I defer to you on that, and especially for wings, we could probably come up with some fire stuff with your taste on the spice palette. Yeah. But if it was just me, it would probably be the plain hamburger with ketchup joint, and I'd probably go out of business.
And barbecue sauce.
Ruth Chris Steakhouse, thanks to the Giants. How was it? And first, tell people basically what is our fantasy football bet, or what does the loser have to do?
Yeah, so I lost our fantasy football league last year, and the punishment is I had to bet $1,000 on a Thanksgiving Day football game, and if I won, I had to use the winnings to take our friends to Ruth's Chris.
Yes.
I had Giants plus 10.
Yep.
On Thanksgiving Day. Can you hear me? Am I lagging out?
No, you're good.
Oh, I had Giants plus 10 Thanksgiving Day. First half looked great. Then the second half started and Cowboys started giving it. I had all hope was lost by the fourth quarter. And then just a classic backdoor cover with 8 seconds left by the Giants. It was so awesome.
I was losing it. I mean, it was like, I can't believe this. Eventually in a decade, everyone at Thanksgiving dinner will know the spread. But it's like, I've got a cousin going, who's the sports fan. He's going, oh, this game's over. I'm looking at, I go, are you kidding me? There's money on the line. And of course it comes like, we're not turning this off.
My grandma was just like, could not believe that I had $1,000 on that game. It was like, she just it was like unfathomable to her.
So like you should be able to keep what's left over, I feel like, as part of the punishment for having to bet 1,000. But like, did you guys damage some food at Ruth Chris?
I was gonna say, so here's the thing. I also bought the half point, so I only won $817.
Right.
And Ruth Chris is expensive. We ended up spending after tip $1,050.
Wow. Okay.
For 5 people total. So what we did was the first 817 I covered, and then everything above that we all split.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so it was more expensive than I thought then. So geez, we might have to up our bets, I guess. Oof. Yeah.
Well, Drew has already said that if he loses this year, he's not doing that. He's
shit. I mean, I've got the. What is it?
I was gonna say the steakhouse idea was great. Like it was a fun time, like getting together with everyone and just like eating a nice dinner. It was very fun.
I told my buddies, I was like, I told my gambling group chat with my Chicago buddies, I told them, hey, this is basically what we do as a punishment. And the official play is Giants plus 10. A couple of them tailed it. We're losing our minds. Like, yes, let's go.
Yes, let's go.
It was huge. So yeah, I would love to. I'd probably lose, and then everyone would be pissed off. We don't even get the steak dinner. I haven't even thought about that. It's the honor. Didn't Brad lose? But it wasn't for the steak dinner. But it was
for bottle service while everyone was visiting Dallas. Yeah,
that's right. I think that's a great punishment.
I think so too. It's for everyone.
How about this? The 2-man show. We're working and rolling here. I'm almost done, and we got some substitute tea with Brendan D here on Wingin It as well. Good to be back. I'm running out of content. Good, part of that is good. I'm trying to motor through everything where I'm basically like trying to find out what I like, and then if something doesn't grab me, I'm like, okay, I'm not wasting my time. Like I'm at the point where I'll start a movie that's on my list because I just want to. All right, I've heard about it. Want to give it a shot. And it's like my dad's like, hey, you should check out Jumanji. I'm like, what? He's like, the new one with The Rock. He's great in it. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, yeah. So I'm running
Wait,
out, but
wait. Are you you've seen the first Avatar, right?
yes. So I'm kind of hyped for the second.
You know what I was talking about with someone the other day, that I saw the first Avatar, but I feel like it is one of the most like one of the best movies that no one ever rewatches. Like I couldn't even
Right.
fucking tell you like the premise of the first one, really.
I don't even know what happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
I barely remember it. I just remember it was great.
Yeah. I'm
Um,
excited for the second one, but I feel like I have to rewatch the first one.
right. And I gotta, yeah. And it's like, that's a movie I have to go see in a theater, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
I don't
Oh.
think we're doing 3D anymore, but you got to see it on like an IMAX.
Mhm.
Um, that was part of it too. First of all, we were different men back. You know, we were kids by the time the first one came out.
I
So
don't
it's
know if
like,
I
are we?
knew you.
That we did not. No, yeah, I was still in Connecticut, and it's like, so am I? I don't know. Am I going to enjoy it as much as I did when I first, at that age? But I am excited to at least check it out.
Yeah, me too.
Here's what I have checked. So I'm about to check out Your Honor, Prime Video. That's what's fire. Some of these Showtime shows, you get like one free preview episodes. I could be like, all right, is this good or not?
Wait, Your Honor, is that with Bryan Cranston?
Yeah. So I'll
Okay.
let you. I heard the first season's good and the second one's coming out. So I'll keep you posted. Tulsa King, I've heard, is okay with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh,
So I'm gonna give
yeah,
that
I've
a
heard
shot. It's been heavily advertised. I finished Better Call Saul.
Oh yes, hell yeah.
Episode 9 was holy shit. It was just 3 episodes too long. I felt like I was almost getting pissed off at the end of it. I felt like the last 3 episodes, which were half in black and white, I'm like,
That's what I hated. That's what I
yes.
hated.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was on. I was pissed off. I was skipping through, and I felt like those 3 episodes were literally just for like Breaking Bad fans to get the 2 guys to interact in this new series.
Like the episode where like Walt and Jesse made the appearance wasn't even good. Like
It was so bad.
I
Yeah.
I thought the first half of the last season was really good.
Yes.
And then the next like 3 episodes were like, all right, what the fuck? Like, why? And then like the last couple episodes, it finally kind of
Yeah.
tied it together. But
Yeah, it was an odd like it I love the show. It took it from a 10 to a 9 for me, in terms of out of 10.
yeah.
That it just pissed me off. I don't know. I watched Concussion with Will Smith for the first time. I mean, good. I love the NFL, but it's like, dear God. I mean, there's like something. I don't know what to do. There's so much money in it. Everyone loves it. It's like the biggest business in the world, but like that's fucked up what happens to your brain.
I haven't seen it. Should I watch it?
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell the truth. Will Smith, his famous line in that. I watched Dark Waters. If you're looking for something too, that's a good movie. It's with Mark Ruffalo about basically him being a lawyer investigating a chemical companies that's like fucking with a underprivileged town. Have you seen Dazed and Confused? A little oldie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, I loved it. First time watching it, it made me reminisce about high school and just driving around trying to find the party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy what like we probably look back and be like, oh, that's the 70s were boring, but I bet it was everything if you lived it, kind of like we did.
Oh yeah.
you know
Absolutely. I mean,
Driving around trying to find a field just to get fucked up in.
yeah. Yeah.
And then fear not about the content drought, unless you had something there. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say I just started The Offer yesterday. And then after that, I want to watch White Lotus, the new show. Or, I don't know if it's new, but the show on HBO.
I couldn't get into it. That's written by like a distant relative of mine.
White Lotus?
Yeah, Mike Smith's his name. Like he's the creator. I've been badgering my mom. I'm like, we should get him on there. I did personally don't like the White Lotus actually, but Jack likes it. A lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'd be curious to see what you think because yeah,
I
couldn't
really
really
watch
get
it
into
because Christopher from The Sopranos is in it.
in the second. He isn't in the first.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Because I think it's a whole new cast. I could be wrong about that.
I believe you're right. You're right. I think there's only like one character or something that comes over from the first.
And I think it's Stifler's mom.
Okay.
Are you enjoying The Offer?
I've only watched the first 2 episodes, but yeah.
Okay, good. And then fear not for my content drought because Cocaine Bear is coming. Did you see this?
No.
So this is, first of all, it was just a poster. It was like, okay, Cocaine Bear. And it's literally a poster with the description of a movie. It's apparently from 1985. Like cocaine dropped from like a drug plane in the middle of the like Tennessee mountains or something, and this bear literally ingested coke and became just like the most dangerous force of nature ever, like in the history of the world. The trailer drops today. Check it out right after this. It is fucking crazy.
Is it a show or a movie?
It's a movie coming out. Cocaine Bear.
It sounds like a South Park like character or something.
And like, yeah, you're reading the description. You're like, how could you make this a movie? And then you're watching the trailer and you're like, wait a second, but you're intrigued. I'm telling you, you'll enjoy it.
Great. I'm for sure gonna watch
that. Let's wrap up and get caught up on what we missed the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I have just a few things here. First one is this. I don't even have this written down, but I'm just remembering it. Kanye West is to pay Kim Kardashian $200,000 per month in child support. And it's like, isn't she fucking richer than he is?
Yeah, that's a great point, especially now.
Yeah. And I also saw that he is giving her the house that he bought like right across the street from her.
When he was trying to spy on her and Pete Davidson. Yeah. All right, that's a kind gesture of Ye. God, I just can't even imagine what Kim Kardashian's thinking with Ye right now. But likewise, are you seeing this shit with Balenciaga?
That's what was next on my list.
Let's dive in. What the fuck?
So yeah, Balenciaga, I guess, put out a photo shoot for an ad, and in the photo shoot were like documents about a court case for child pornography. And in the same ads, they were like using children, like standing like right next to all the stuff about child pornography.
Yeah, like it's like what why are they doing that on purpose? And then they're like the kids are holding like stuffed animals in like bondage wraps, like basically like dominatrix gear. Yeah. And now there's a whole conspiracy where it's like, wait, why isn't anyone talking about this? You know, why aren't people banning, like what the fuck is going on here? And
did you see Kim Kardashian's statement?
Wasn't it? I didn't see it. Wasn't it bland as all hell?
Yeah, she put out a statement. I guess she's like heavily sponsored by them. Put out a statement like, I've spoken with Balenciaga and I haven't made a determination on like what I'm going to do with my partnership with them. It will be determined on how much action they take to like correct their actions.
Just PR bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Basically, there's too much money involved for me. I'm not cutting them off.
I wonder what like Kyle from Nelk is thinking. Like he reps Balenciaga pretty hard. Pretty fucked.
Next thing I had was, I mean, this was unsurprising, but Brittany Griner is reportedly facing homophobia and racism in Russian prison.
And she's at a penal colony. I sent you Vin Diesel's Instagram where he literally just takes a picture of him just out of nowhere with a thumbs up and says, I'm going to need Brittany Griner home by Christmas. Okay, thanks. Like a demand or else. Yeah.
I saw, it was like a tweet or something. They were like, you need to get the family together and fucking go. Like the fucking Fast and Furious.
You really have to.
Yeah. But yeah, sucks. Definitely free her. But it's also not surprising that she's facing homophobia and racism there.
Yeah,
like
can't even imagine.
I still feel terrible for her though. Last thing I had was the old dude from Squid Games. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name, but if you've watched Squid Games, it's the old wholesome old man. Was indicted for sexual misconduct.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I guess sexual assault for something that occurred in 2017, so 5 years ago.
In the U.S. or is it in China maybe? Or I don't want to assume he's Chinese, I guess, but
good question. Well, it was the whole thing is filmed in Korea.
Okay,
so I would imagine that it's probably not in the U.S.
Are you seeing the shit that's going on out of China now, where like they're with protesting COVID? Yeah. And it's like they never protest and they're protesting now. I don't know if this was real, but I saw someone, a cab driver, like a taxi driver was quarantined in his car with
let him out of his car.
wouldn't let him out of his car with like a person in a full, mask and get up, like basically making sure he didn't leave.
That's like a literal like dystopia.
Yes. Crazy. Well, at least we could check out Kai Cenat's stream whenever we want. We could always get our attention span somewhere else. All right, good stuff. Appreciate it, Brennan. Hope you guys do it as well, and we'll be back with more of the squad next week.
Cool.